Welcome, everyone. We're back for the Niche to Profit show. Of course, well, some of you were here last week. Most of you were not because you knew I wasn't here. But that's okay. We always will have something for you to catch up on. Did you guys know that there's a whole bunch of shows that if you missed them, you can go watch them again? It's a really cool thing because we always talk about something that can improve your business. So you want to catch those shows. But today, again, back by popular demand, we are only going to talk about the stuff. Yes, the stuff. And boy, do I have some fun stuff to talk about today. I had a very, very exciting sale this past week, and I'm going to give you the backstory on that. I haven't even told anybody on Facebook the backstory of this because I want to get you all over here to the show. So see how I am? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your stuff that's not selling and possibly why. We're going to show a little video of a little shopping trip that I took and talk about what went in my cart and what did not. And then we'll have a couple of, and we're doing something super fun today. As you know, anyone who writes to me gets entered into a drawing to win. This time it's a book by Dennis Snow, autographed book called Lessons from the Mouse. You've seen me have that on the show. And you see my little wheel over here. And I got little names written on that wheel of everybody who sent me some mail. And we're going to spin that at the end of the show and see who wins that book. And then this week, we have something new to give away. So all that and more. So why don't we just jump right in, shall we? So the first thing we're going to talk about this week, of course, is those hot sales. Hot sales. Yes. Now, this first item here comes from Vicki Detweiler. And Vicki gives me a little backstory on this. It's a Amy and Addie large barn owl sculpture figurine. Item number, for those just listening along, 3811-9395-3102. And if you are just listening along, I encourage you, go find the video because I just happen to think it's super cool, but you get to see this stuff too. All right. Vicki says she bought 2 pallets of Amy and Addie figures as the company was closing them out. Yes, you heard me right. 2 pallets. She says she had them distributed over 3 IDs and several venues. Her cost ranges from $4 to $12 per figure, depending on the size, but average, let's say, about $8 a piece. She hauled them from the Chicago warehouse to her local storage herself. Ultimately, she plans to list them all on Amazon, send them into FBA and case lots. FBA is fulfillment by Amazon, where you just get to send your stuff in and then they handle it from there. It's a beautiful thing. There aren't currently any Amazon listings on which to piggyback because nobody else has these new. I sell each at a minimum of 8 times my cost with free shipping. This one sold during MDM week. I'm not sure. MDM sale this week. I didn't get your acronym, Vicki, so we're going to have to make up something for that. Whatever, it's sold, right? Okay, so she sold, you can see this is a multi-quantity listing. She had 2 available of this particular owl. She's got a markdown going on this, making them $56.66. I'm assuming the first one sold probably for $56.66. So beautiful thing is when 2 of those sell, that's 100 and whatever that is, because it's math. I haven't had enough Dr. Pepper today yet. But here's the thing, guys. Multi-quantity listings are a beautiful thing. Vicki's strategy on this is a beautiful thing. Now, I would love to see Vicki be able to hire some minions to help in her business with kind of that haul and stuff. But great opportunity grab. Go buy things in quantity, you guys. And when you niche, because that's what this show's all about, when you niche, it makes it so much easier to do this even, because then you can fine-tune target on those things that are going to make you the most money and buy in quantity. I love buying in quantity. I mean, I'm not sure. I think this was, well, she said this was a closeout. I don't know if it was a closeout on auction, how that was done. But yeah, there's stores that liquidate. They go out of business all the time. Did you guys know stores go out of business all the time? Probably because they haven't done, because they haven't done good marketing. I know many on the verge of going out of business because their marketing just sucks. But really, you can find these everywhere. Newspapers. This is a funny thing. Many times a store will advertise in the local newspaper when that's not really where their customer is. But keep in mind, you can go find when they're closing the business because they've been advertising in the newspaper. Just saying. Auctions. Auction houses pick up these things all the time. Auction houses pick up bankruptcies. A lot of these stores go bankrupt, and then the auction houses pick up those clients. So find your local auction houses that handle bankruptcies. You can go to attorneys that handle bankruptcies and find out what auction houses that they partner up with, because usually they have their little friendships going on there, shall we say. But yeah, lots of places to go find this stuff, you guys. Liquidation's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. And as you can see, it's not just like, household goods or the, tools and the types of things you would normally think of buying by the pallet. Case in point, I just had a pallet delivered of items that I purchased at the ASD trade show that actually is coming back here to town in a couple weeks in Vegas. But it was in March. It was a liquidation company that handled just this one company's stuff. And I bought a pallet full of items. Now, not all the same items. I am about 9 different boxes of stuff. So, but all very similar in theme. So I'll be listing those. Got super deal. So you can see this only has like 14 hours left. I suspect Vicky follows me, so she probably has this on good till canceled. So it's just going to start back up again as a new listing. If it's on a 30-day listing, it's going to end and Vicky will have to manually restart this. But I encourage you guys all, list it and forget it. List it and forget it. Good till canceled. You want to concentrate on new stuff, not worry about the stuff you've already listed. List it 6 months, revisit that older stuff, see what hasn't sold. Then you can do a little tweaking and twisting. But nice job, Vicky. All right. Next, we have a score, or shall I say hot sale. These come from the Sunday Score thread over on the Danny App Facebook group. And the ones I select for the show are just a very small tidbit of what you can find over there. Usually there's just a big old laundry list of all these scores that is very motivating because it shows you that people are still buying stuff. It's not all doom and gloom out there as some groups on Facebook would have you think. Just saying. This is actually my mom's store, and she has been listing fabric and yarn. She started with yarn, and Mom is actually my store of the week this week too. So I'll just go ahead and just let this all out. Mom's score was some fabric. Let's see. Here's her fabric score. It's item number 271905283196. And this is, and I didn't even know this. She had this fabric for years in a box at home. Doesn't even know where it came from. I probably bought it for you, Mom. Just saying. Okay. It's not something she would have bought. Yeah, I know. I would. So no cost to her, and she took a best offer of $38. It was listed at $49.95. Best offer, $38. But the beautiful thing is, it's going to France. So the fact that it is going international, they're paying the shipping, whereas at the $49.95 price, she would have had to pay some shipping out of that. Probably would have cost close to, well, this might have stuffed into a flat rate. So maybe $6 to $9 shipping. So still pretty much got her price that she wanted for this. Believe it or not, there are still people who sew. Fabric sells. So The more interesting, the more unique, the more special, more special. Okay, all you teachers, just close your ears when I talk sometimes. Yeah. More specialer. And look for that eye appeal, because while somebody who, okay, anybody sew? Anybody do projects? How many times do you see something like a piece of fabric and you go, oh, I could make this really cute doll skirt out of that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get that. And then it sits. And then it sits. And then it sits some more until finally you list it on eBay, right? So people buy on impulse. Remember, they buy on emotion. So the emotion is, oh, gosh, I could make this super cute thing with that. It's so cool. And you want to be thinking that on every single item that you're listing and you're sourcing. That eye appeal can get you the sale 9 times out of 10. Because if it sparks a little emotion, a little grabby, a little warm fuzzies, makes somebody think about what they could do with something. Confession, look in my closet. I have more shoes than I could possibly ever wear in my lifetime. But each and every one was in my mind. I was like, oh, those are so cute. I could wear those to such and such. Right? We all do it. We all do it. If you're sitting there saying you don't do it, I'm calling you out. You're lying. We all do it. It's how we buy. We buy emotionally. So the more you can grab somebody with that awesome picture of whatever it is, the more likely you're going to get the sale when they come to your listing. So super cool, Mom. $38. So going back to Mom's store, what happened was, this is how I started the Danny app, by the way, is teaching my mom. Mom was living in Tucson. I don't even know. I moved so much. I have no idea where I was at the time. I think I was in Reno. Yeah, I think I was in Reno. And Mom was still working outside the home as a caretaker. And I'd talk to Mom, and she's telling me how she almost fell down a flight of stairs carrying somebody's laundry basket up, how they had her scrubbing their refrigerator out. And I'm like, Mom, you can't do this anymore. It's like somebody should be doing this for you. She said, well, I need the money. Social Security ain't cutting it. And I know there's a lot of people in that situation. So through the power of Skype, mostly Skype, and then when I did delve a little more into things that we could use, I used GoToMeeting, so that I could show her my screen and also so that she could show me hers. And I coached her into starting her own online business. Basically, she started with yarn. I knew my mom had an entire room full of yarn that she was never going to use. And pretty much it was her educating me that vintage yarn, discontinued yarn is valuable. Because there are people like her who make things and they want to make the same things they've always made. They want the same yarn. So, we're talking $15 for a skein of yarn, $20 for a skein of yarn. So I said, Mom, you're starting there. Easy to ship, easy to list. You know what it is? Go for it. So Mom builds this tremendous business based on vintage yarn. And then what happened was, she started listening to me too much. And she started listing this and this and this and figurines. And, oh, I'll sell glass for the neighbor and pottery. And then she was going kind of nuts, right? And her sales actually fell off. So Mom moved in with me. Gosh, when was that, Mom? I don't even know. Has it been a year? 6 months? Something like that. And Mom moved in with me, and we decided Mom was niching back down to just her yarns, her craft supplies, her needlework stuff. She still helps me and does my shipping and all that good stuff. But now she's happy with her business again. She knows who her ideal client is again, and things are pumping up. And you can see, you go down here, it's very consistent. She is selling everything to do with crafting, needlework, yarn. It's a beautiful thing, right? So anybody who comes here is most likely to find something that if they didn't come in like, come on, mouth work. If they didn't buy, let's say they came in this I love you a bunch needlepoint. They came in, they're like, no, that's not quite what I want. Let's see what else she has. What are the chances they're going to find another needlepoint that does fit what they want? That's how that works. It's really a beautiful thing, you guys. And then you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to work so hard. She can go to a thrift store and like in 5 minutes, go to the section that has the yarn and the needle crafts and that sort of thing and walk out. Doesn't have to spend all day thrifting. Doesn't have to spend, hours going to 26 different places. If she finds enough stuff in the first place, boom, home, list it. So very nice, Mom. Very nice. All right. Let's see who else has us a nice score of the week. Oh, Lisa. I love Lisa. But she knows I'm going to scold her a little bit on this one, but we'll get to that. So this is item number 2517-2652-2078. Lisa says, I listed a single vintage stemmed iced tea glass. And then it's funny, she corrects herself. Instead of iced tea, with 6 available. A lady from a neighboring state purchased all 6 for a total of $119.94. And she purchased them at an estate sale on half price day at $4 for all 6 glasses. And by the way, that's my favorite time to go to estate sales. Is not right when they open. I do not stand in line. I do not get up at whatever time some of you get up to go stand in that line and get a number. I don't do it. I go there later in the afternoon when they are motivated. And I can guarantee you there are dealers that were there at the crack of dawn waiting in line that first day that left stuff behind because it was too expensive. And now it's half priced and it's still there and you can buy it. All right. After her 34% discount from eBay on shipping and fees, she netted approximately $92. That is net. That is takeaway. That's put in your pocket money. And she had them. So here's the part that I'm going to scold her on. Had them listed since February 2011. You guys, that's tied up money. That's tied up money. And take a lesson from big retail. Take a lesson from big retail. You are not going to find something sitting on the shelf for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's not going to happen unless it's, some dusty little thrift store over here somewhere. It's not going to happen. It is about moving it. Sometimes even if that means taking a loss. Those are called loss leaders because they made their money when the items first came in. And of course, they're doing multiple quantities of things. Make your money when that something first comes in, right? Price it high. I'm all about pricing high. But at some point, you have to make a decision. Okay, this is my money tied up. I need to make that money work for me on something that's going to bring cash flow. Cash flow. You guys, flow is the key word there. Cash has to flow through your business for you to be successful, right? Also, remember my mantra. You can't go broke making a profit. So she paid $4 for these. At some point, you have to decide, you know what? I am going to maybe list one of these on auction at 99 cents to drum up some activity on these. That's called a loss leader, or run a sale, or just decide to move them along and get something else. Now, I get it. You guys have trouble letting go of stuff. You thought, I put money into that stuff. I can't just let it go. Sometimes you have to in order to make room for the new money to come in. Okay. And we're a little thing I'm on lately here. We're going to talk about that later in the show. You have to give up something to get something. Cycle of life here. All right. But I am so glad they sold. And you caught yourself on the fact that you didn't have iced tea. Really key point there. That's how people are searching for an iced tea glass, right? So that could be the very reason that this didn't come up in enough searches for people to get the sale on these. But yay, they sold. They're out of there. But now I'm going to challenge you, Lisa. Go look at all of your listings. Sort by the ones that are the oldest. Move those suckers. Do something with them. Run them on auction. Run a markdown. Put them in a clearance category. Move them, move them, move them. All right? So you can use that money and get some cool new stuff. So very nice scores, you guys. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Now, I am just giddy over getting to talk about this one, because this one's mine. So I went to an auction a couple weeks ago with my hubby, and we were bored out of our minds because what was happening at this auction was that apparently they let people come in during the day to leave bids on things. So almost everything was selling to whoever had left the opening bid, because then the bids jumped up so much. It was like, I'm not going to pay that much more. So I only walked out of that auction purchasing 3 lots. One was some rugs that I bought for the house. So really 2 lots for resale. One of them was some of the old Edison cylinders for the old music boxes. I got a whole box of those. Actually, I got 2 boxes of those for like $20. It was $30. I don't know. And then this lot. Now, the funny thing is, they weren't holding up these dolls when they were promoting this lot of things. They were holding up a Mr. T lunch pail, which I should have brought with me. They were so enamored with this Mr. T lunchbox. And they were guys, so I can see how they chose Mr. T over Raggedy Ann. I got it. And they were just like, this is the thing. Well, if you look up Mr. T lunchboxes, they're selling for about $10, maybe 15 if they've got the thermos. So I'm looking and going, those are some old Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls over there. I didn't preview. I did not look at these ahead of time. This is how I made my decision. I thought, okay, Mr. T's worth about $10 to $15. I can take him down to the booth. He can sell there. But I'm going to take a risk because I'm pretty sure those are some old Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. I ended up winning the lot for $10. For $10. So, yeah. Now you're going, oh, how did you know? How did you know that these were worth $1,338.99? I did not. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. This is how I made my decision on the format and the price to list these at. I did a search for Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. And I narrowed it down. These had a tag, so I knew they were the Johnny Gruelle's own Georgine novelties, which is the original, right? This is the original maker of these dolls. So looking at that, there was some pretty good prices. Pretty good prices. We're talking like up to $300-$400. Didn't find anything in this price range. Nothing. So this is the type of item I go, you know, what the heck? They've got a little bit of damage. These are not perfect. Raggedy Andy's got some blue stains on his arm, and Raggedy Ann's pants don't stay up without a safety pin. Not perfect. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to start them at a low price. Now, low is relative. I could have started these at 99 cents and been perfectly fine. But I wasn't quite sure what they were. So I started them at $99.95. $99.95. Had they sold for $100, would I have been happy? Yes. I paid $10, remember, for this whole lot. I would have been very, very happy with $100. Now, hopefully, the buyer of these is not listening. Just saying. Because I'm a lot happier now. But I let them go. And here's what happened. Now, I'm getting ready to take a trip that's costing me a whole lot of money. And somebody comes in almost immediately and says, would you put a bin price on these? Bin being buy it now. And I thought, what are you thinking? I messaged them back. I said, what were you thinking? They came back with $350. And I thought, wow, $350, that I could sure use $350 to take this trip. But I waited. And then they came back like 30 minutes later when I didn't answer and said, okay, I can go to 400. Now I'm thinking, okay, what's up with this? And I go and I looked at who this person was. I pulled up their feedback to see what else they're buying and selling. Guess what they sell? They sell Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. Dealer. So now I know I have something, but I got to tell you that 400 was still very tempting. I was this close to adding that buy it now price. This close, because you can't go broke making a profit, right? I'd have been good. $400, I'd still been talking about it on the show. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to sleep on it. If they're offering me $400 now, they're going to pay that $400 tomorrow. I wake up the next morning, already have 2 bids. We're up to $136 in bids. And so now I can't put the buy it now price on. And there was that little part of me that went, what if I don't get 400 for them? What if? So I did wrestle with that a little bit. But as you can see, we got down to the last hour, and it jumped from, it was sitting at, nowhere near this. It was sitting at about $550 or so. Until the last hour, it just went kaboom and ended at $1,338.99. I had 42 watchers on this. So here's another lesson. Now, I did include free shipping. They're dolls. They're light. It was all good. I actually shipped these FedEx overnight. They got all nice and wrapped up with tissue paper and bows and handwritten notes and all that good stuff. And as soon as I check the tracking today and make sure the buyer got them, they're going to get a phone call from me. They're going to get a follow-up phone call. I'm going to make sure the dolls arrived, that they're happy, that I now can talk to this customer, build a relationship. And guess what I'm going to be looking for when I'm out shopping? Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls, because I don't have to list them on eBay. I now have a customer that I know values Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls, right? So the original person who offered me that $400 was a bidder. They were a bidder. They did help raise that price. But we can just pull this up and you can see. You can see how many people we had on this. This is fun, you guys. And this still happens. I'm telling you, these bidding wars still happen. Now, don't you go contacting those customers now. Hey, look at that. They're showing you. They're not supposed to do that. Oh, that's a good point. So you can see that it looks like this person kept outbidding themselves. Actually, what was happening here is this person had a proxy bid, meaning they had set, where's their top amount? Okay, so it looks like they went to $520. That's where they stopped. So now it proxied them all the way up. Somebody was like testing, seeing where they're going to go to. So this person ended up $635, outbid them. They are out. And then we went $677. This French BB they're probably really upset that they didn't win this. In fact, I can tell you they are, because they messaged me right after the auction ended and said, if they don't pay, I give me a second chance. I want these. So I had these sold any which way. Just beautiful thing. So the reason that all that activity happens in that last hour is people are still using sniping programs, and they're still sitting there. And I know they're doing this because it's what I do. They sit there, and a lot of times it's on this little goodie right here, and you can just press bid, bid, bid. I want this, bid, because they're afraid to put in an amount that they might have somebody just bid them up, because auctions have a very bad reputation of that. So yeah, people do sniping programs. They go in there and they swoop in the last minute trying to get some. I was bidding on a pair of Louboutin shoes and I cheapskate out and I lost them for like $10. And Louboutins sell for like $2,500 to $3,000. I had the bid at $150, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna get these, and somebody came in at like right the last second and got them for $160 because I was cheap. All right, stupid. I felt so stupid. Yeah, so let's go back and look. So if you look here, probably what happened here is this person had put in their $1,313 bid, and this person probably went to like $1,300 and whatever the increment is there. eBay's got like when it gets up to a certain point, it was probably like a $20 increment just below that. So boom, they came in, and if you look at the time, so 24:11. So this was probably a snipe bid. They were probably sitting there trying to win and then gave up. It's very interesting. You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. Love me some Raggedy Ann and Andy. And now the cool thing is, I got to pay about $130 of that to eBay for the fee. The shipping was like $60. All is said and done, I still have a whole boatload of money to go put back into inventory. Cash flow. Cash flow. All right. So how about we do this? Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk about some things that just are not moving off of your virtual shelves.
Millions of online sellers are looking for one identity to use in thousands of platforms. E-Rated manages your reputation by importing unlimited social media, marketplace, and behavioral data. It reveals your cross-platform performance, compares it with competitors, and calculates your e-worth. And it gives you the tools you need to improve sales and find room to grow. Discover your e-worth and your own reputation.
And we're back. Go over to shareyourreputation.com. You guys, go get your E-Rated account. It's really fun. You can go see your e-worth. It's like a little social game. And did I mention it's free? So really, really, really good people behind that company. All right. Why won't they buy? Yeah. Darn customers. So unfortunately, Joanne, I just got to tell you, I was going to pull yours up and talk about this, and this is what I got. This listing has been removed, or this item is not available. So Joanne Rogers Andrews, please submit this for next week's show, and we'll talk about this. So can't do that one, but we can talk about Diane Karen's. I believe this is Diane's. Sure I have these in the right order. Yes. Okay. So this is a jacket that's been listed since, she says, since Adam walked the earth, or February 2014, more accurately. Okay. I can almost live with that. That's just a little over a year, but we got to do something about this. She says she's played with prices up and down, up as high as $69.99, had it on sale, even in the clearance category for a while. I'm redoing pictures on some of my items for my Monday project with Dawn. Oh, yeah, you guys know Diva Dawn. She's doing Camp Clutter Be Gone. And so she hopes that helps. Paid $6. Any other ideas? Okay. So number one, I don't know what your niche is, Diane, but if it's not clothing, this is going to be a tougher sell. And what we have to do, and I should have done this ahead of time. So let me just pull up another eBay window real quick, and let's just go see what Timberland jackets are doing on eBay. eBay.com. Oops, it still doesn't want to just take me to eBay. Here we go. Okay, so what we've got is a Timberland men's bomber jacket. Is it a bomber jacket? You know what? Right off the bat, your picture, and you know it. You said it. This picture is not popping for me. When you have to go and go, what is that? Is it a bomber? Is it? Your customers are doing the same thing. I'm telling you, people's brains are lazy. If they don't see that picture and immediately get triggered that is something that they're interested in, they're going to go away. So first thing, pictures. Yeah, this is really, it's blended into the wall. Now, if you are a clothing seller, and this is for all clothing sellers out there, get yourselves a nice mannequin. I'm telling you, when you fill out the form of the clothing, people can then relate to what it's going to look like on them or think it's going to look like on them. I do live in Vegas. We won't go there. All right. Yeah, let's just say it's what they think it's going to look like on them. So you really want to put that in their mind. So let's go over here and look at just this brand real quick. Timberland bomber jacket. So see, somebody is searching for Timberland jackets. Oh. All right. You know me. I'm going to look at highest first. So that's leather. So, here's a little key. You can take out words as you're doing your research. So I'm going to just minus leather. You minus whatever word doesn't apply. We know this is a used one, so we can come over here. Let's just look at used. Ta-da. All right. So we got $59.50, $36.90. See, none of these pictures are popping. This is a very sad thing. And you got this one that's not too shabby of a picture for $16.99. So there's our first little problem with that. Look at solds. Let's see. This one is suede, so that doesn't apply. And even though this is a different color, you can kind of look, what are people paying? And $39.95. So people will pay. They will pay for this jacket. See how much nicer this looks on a mannequin? Just looks. So at this point, you said you've got $6 into it. This one's sold on auction. This one's sold on auction. This one's sold on auction. People are buying these on auction. Loss leader, this puppy. I'm telling you what. You can try first. Well, first, fix the pictures. But you can try first starting at, say, $19.99 plus shipping. Auctions plus shipping. And $19.99. That is still a decent profit. You get it out of there. You get it moved. If it doesn't sell at $19.99, I would relist at $9.99. Move it, move it, move it, you guys. You got to move this stuff. If you've had it listed over a year, do what it takes to get it moved. Fresh stuff. Your customers want to walk in your store and see fresh stuff. How many stores do you go in that if you walked in there and you see the same stuff from a year ago, are you going to be motivated to walk in that store again? I'm saying. You go in there because you want to see what's new, what's exciting, what else might perk your interests, right? So unless it's Walmart and you're going for the same things, but you guys are not Walmart, so let's not even go there. All right, so that should help you get that gone and out. And our next one is this vintage, large, cast iron, bull, wall decor, rustic, wedding, longhorn, cow, hat holder. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. There we go. Titles, guys. Titles. Think like a buyer. Think like a buyer. What are they typing into the search box to come up with your item? In this case, now, this says hat holder. And I'm looking at this going, I don't know. It's not a hat holder. This is a towel holder. And hopefully you guys agree. Towel holder all day long. So I would call this a vintage. You don't even have to put vintage. Cast iron. It's a longhorn. You could say, yeah, longhorn. Cast iron, longhorn, bull, towel holder. Get all that other stuff out of there. All right. And the picture, again, the picture's not popping for me. I'm having trouble seeing what this is really going to look like on my wall. That's a little better, but still, it's cut off. All these pictures are kind of cut off. I would get him on a white background, and give some space around the whole thing so I can really see. I want to see the back, too. Show me the back. Prove to me this is vintage because there are a lot of replicas out there. So your discerning customer is going to want to see the back side, right? Going to want to inspect that cow. And this wouldn't be as important at a lower price point, but at a $125 price point, they want to see it all. They want to see it all. So you gotta show it all. So I think that's the biggest thing. Oh, and I come down here, and is this an ended? No, is this a? Oh my goodness! Oh, here we go. So notice how I skated right by this description because I couldn't see it. There's all this other stuff. Very cool cast iron steer head for hats or towels. So you knew it was a towel. You knew it was a towel. Tip to tip. Da, 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 da. So yeah. No, you got to give them some bullet points. You gotta sell the sizzle when you get down to the description. You must sell the sizzle because this is now where somebody has gone past the picture. Now they're looking for, why should I buy this? Why? Give me another reason. Tell me why I should buy this. So there you go. I don't think your price is a problem just yet. Let's fix these other things before we talk price, and let's see if we can get that sucker sold. Yeehaw. All right. You guys want to see what? Yeah. You want to see what was in my cart this week? I have some fun stuff in my cart this week. I did one little shopping trip. It's actually, I split it into two carts, and I'll tell you why I did that. So this is the first cart here. Now, I have a variety of things, as you can see. Over here, you see these little burlap boxes. Those are ring bearer pillows, and there was 2 of them, and they were $5 each. And I thought, those are really unique and unusual, and there is a lot of keywords that go with those. So I just grabbed them. I didn't look them up or anything. And because, people are crazy when they buy stuff for weddings. Come on. It's insane. So I thought those are $30 a piece. $30 a piece. You've got country wedding. There's a blog post behind those, talking about a country wedding. You write the blog post talking about a country wedding. You don't say, I have these for sale, but you have down at the bottom a little picture of them. That picture links over to the listing, right? That's how you use a blog. Get your ideal customer, link them over to what you want them to buy. That little thing on top is just a really cute little jewelry box with kind of a Victorian themed print. That's going to go down to the booth. Not for me, not worth listing. We have a little picture of my husband wearing this funky little thing in the corner here. I don't know if we can pull that up. I know. There's a mask there now. There he is. There. It is always helpful to bring someone shopping with you that can model things. I'm just saying. Yes, I can get my husband to do most things. And what's really cool about these pictures? I didn't even notice strategically the little A over here for Ackerman. Anyway, it was just fun. So this is just it's a plastic mask. It's like a Mardi Gras kind of thing. And it was $2, so I had to have it. So we did buy the mask. I have no idea what I'm doing with that yet. I haven't looked up to see if it's worth listing on eBay, but I can sell it down to the booth because the fact that we went through this whole ordeal and, tried it on and did all this stuff means that if somebody sees that in my booth, emotional, they're going to go, oh, I can put that on so-and-so, or I can wear it and it'll look so cool. And yeah. Okay. So that's what happens. So can we flip back to the cart? And this is an antique lamp, kind of the ceiling fixture globe. Yeah, those do really well. People are restoring homes and even decorating homes in a vintage style. They're looking for these things. So that's a $50, $60 lampshade right there. I got some goofy little, cow and pig wiggly bottom ornaments. Some really evil-looking clown shot glasses. I am not sure how those ended up in my cart. I don't like clowns. Am I alone? You guys like clowns? I don't like clowns. Conch shell. Those of you who've been following me for a while know I am shell crazy. Those conch shells will sell $70, $80, $90 depending on size, and you can pick them up for dollars. People will give them to you at yard sales. They just want rid of them. People are decorating with shells, all right? And I don't know if you've been to a beach lately, but you're not allowed to take shells home with you. I don't know of any that they, you can't find a shell like this in the first place. Shells, great thing. Conch shells, abalone shells, those little leopard cowrie shells. Now, those don't individually, wouldn't mess with them. Get a collection of them. Sell a bunch of them together. Sand dollars, collection of them. People love shells. So that was $3. $3. I mean, I couldn't get that in my cart fast enough. The flamingo is it's a stained glass candle holder. $30. I'm telling you, $30. Not because it's any big quality item or antique or anything. It's because somebody's going to look at that flamingo and go, oh, that would look perfect on my guest bathroom with my hot pink shower curtain. And yeah, that's how people buy. So it was a cool looking thing. So we have a little video we can show you of me kind of going down this first aisle. Here we go. See, you can see my little cow and my little pig guys there. There was quite a few things there that I actually picked up and took a look at. Stop. Donkey came home with me. Nativity figures. You lost my donkey. Where's my donkey? Notice I'm being nice and continuing to say donkey. Nope. Next shelf. Good help is hard to find. There he is. All right. Nativity figurines, especially the animals. You guys know, you take out the nativity set, you unpack it lovingly, and look what happened in the time you stored it from one year to the next. You broke the donkey's head off. What are you going to do? You're going to go to eBay and you're going to look for one that fits your nativity set. So individual nativity animals are a score. And the older Italian, they can be plastic. Even the plastic ones. The Fontanini, I think is the name. They sell. So, and you can usually get, he was like 99 cents, maybe even a little cheaper. And then I got some little Wade animals next to it. Wade animals are made in England, and they're just, I think they were like in cereal boxes or something. Again, not individually. Get them as a collection. You can get them super cheap. Get, like 20 of them together. Now you've got a good lot. So, okay. Keep it going. I looked at that cake plate, left that on the shelf. If you want to go back and show that one again. I know, I'm killing him today. Oh, no, back, right. I know, you don't even know it's a cake plate, do you? It's right there. With the little angels holding it up. Now, I'll tell you why that did not go in my cart. It's cute. It's got eye appeal. It's not a name brand. It's not anything other than just cute. So while it might sell for $30 to $40, the hassle factor of packing and shipping that thing, it's not worth it. It just wasn't worth the profit that was built into it. Not a bad item, just not enough profit for me. All right. What else we got on that shelf? Trying to remember what else I put in my cart. Yeah. No, that's it. All right. Yeah. So I put my hands on a lot of stuff. Pick up. If it drew your attention, if it grabbed your eye, pick it up and look at it. Because then the next test is, what does it feel like? Is it quality? Is my customer going to get this and be happy with what they saw versus now what they get, right? So grabs your eye, pick it up, touch it, feel it. Go ahead, you guys. You're not children anymore. There's no mommy telling you, look but don't touch. No, touch everything. Pick it up, touch it. Especially if you want to learn about glass. I know a lot of you follow me with the glass. Pick up every piece of glass you see, even the cheap, even the stuff you know is the cheap stuff. Pick it up, feel it, how it's made, look it over, the seams, the edges, so that when you get a quality piece, you have something to compare to. Pick everything up. I'm like a child when it comes to shopping. It's like I'm rebelliously touching everything. So, all right. So we're gonna move on. So I have a confession to make, you guys. I have a confession. It's not Thursday. Well, I mean, it is for you. Yeah, it's not for me. I actually am heading out of town again this week. Surprise, surprise. So I'm actually filming this show on a Tuesday morning, bright and early. That's why I have my lovely Dr. Pepper with me, because that is my cup of coffee. So this hasn't happened yet as I'm talking to you about it, but it's happening tomorrow. And by the time you're watching this, it will have happened. So Amazon's doing this little thing called Prime Day. Now, I want you guys, we're doing this in that, we're doing a marketing system class workshop. Several people are taking part in. And one of the things we talked about is branding and what brands do and brand messaging. And I am telling you, if you don't ever buy anything, if you don't ever sell anything on Amazon, but you are running a business, watch what Amazon does. Amazon is genius at marketing. They are genius at getting loyal customers. They are genius at being viral with their name out there. Oh my gosh, they're crazy good at it. Prime Day. Prime Day. Did you guys know, and you can do this too, when you have a loyal following of customers, and hopefully you all are building that, make a day. Make a day that's all about your customers and giving them some great value. Make a day. I know all my appsters are going, okay, so when's Appster Day? You know, we just might have to have that. But Prime Day, they did this to rival Black Friday. The timing is strategic. It's the slow season, right? We need to drum up some sales. It's also their 20th. They're calling it a birthday, not an anniversary. Their 20th birthday. Celebrate, fun. Makes you want to go and give them a little gift of money, right? But the value is that you're going to get good value. So I cannot wait to see the results of this because it's all over social media. You got people like me talking about it. It's a big, on the radio, on the way over here, they're spending money on radio advertising. Everybody come shop on Prime Day. So this is, and then what's really interesting, you know who's coming right on their heels? Walmart. I forget what Walmart, I just heard that Walmart's doing something to try to rival. So here's what I want to caution you. Do not do some big old major discount day. You know why these Walmart and Amazon and all these can do that? Because they sell on quantity. They're selling on much slimmer margins than you need to make a living, okay? So don't try to compete with Walmart and Amazon. But if you sell on Amazon, you make sure every last thing that you have is listed, even if it's merchant fulfilled. I'm telling you, spend it. Forget eBay today. Get your stuff listed on Amazon today. Merchant fulfilled. Trust me, because they're driving the traffic for you. All right. So I was away last week, as you all know, and I give away something each month to all of my viewers. And you might see my little wheel sitting here today, getting ready to spin this little sucker for those people who have written in to niche to profit at vegasvideonetwork.com to write me something. You know, sometimes it's some feedback about the show. Sometimes it's a suggestion. Sometimes it's a complaint. I'm good with that. Bring it. I can't improve if you don't tell me what's wrong, right? So everybody who did that is going to be on the wheel today to win the book from last month. So this month, I am giving away this book, and you all want this book. This is by Serena Vasegi. Serena V. I got to meet him last week. This man cannot walk. He cannot write. He cannot talk very well. He has a translator. He has a partner that has been with him enough to understand the words he's getting out. But he's brilliant. Brilliant. And he has made a tremendously successful business. He is a best-selling author, and he is a keynote speaker. I sat there like, oh my goodness, the excuses that we come up with for not being successful, for not doing more, for not working harder. You guys, I'm telling you, this book is going to kick your butt and humble you and get you busy in your business, okay? There's no excuses. We all have our bag of rocks, as one of my mentors likes to say. We all have our bag of rocks to carry around. We all have stuff that gets in our way. It's what are you going to do to get past it? So that's this month's drawing prize. And we had a few more listener mails come in that I want to read real quick because they are added here. John H. Danny, what are your thoughts on eBay's defect system? It sucks. All right. No, really, it sucks. You can go read my blog, everything I talk about. The eBay feedback defect system is their little algorithm for judging if you're a good seller or not. It sucks. Ignore it. I don't have top-rated seller status, guys. It's okay. I have happy customers. Sarah J. Danny, I'm a fairly new eBay seller, and I'm so glad I found your show so I can start off the right way. Yeah. No one else is talking about how I need to niche to grow my business, and I want to grow a big business and not mess around with it. So thank you. Yeehaw, Sarah. Let's talk. Jennifer M. I put this week's Niche to Profit show into action and got out of my comfort zone. I spent $200 and should make over $1,000 in profit. Thank you, Danny. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I've never done this before. Watch this whole thing just come right off the table. Oh, look, it works. Now it's going by color. Green, green, green. John H. is the winner of Dennis Snow's Lessons from a Mouse. Congratulations, John. All right. And I think we are we're out of time. But you know what? I'm still going to tell you where you can go find replays of the show because it's a very cool thing. You can watch the replays on my YouTube channel, the Danny app. You can watch over at the Vegas Video Network. You can go to niche2profitshow.com. They're all there. You can go to iTunes. Please give us a review if you are listening on iTunes. Roku and all kinds of other places. You know what? I just tune in. Stitcher. He's talking in my ear. It's a beautiful thing. Apple TV. Google TV, Fire TV. My kids love it because if you have satellite TV, you can pull up the show and watch it. No, so my kids think I'm a big TV star. It's a really cool thing. Plus, you can sit there with your little, your beer, your wine, and just, hey, learn how to make money. That's a great thing. So with that, my guest next week is going to be the awesome Diva Dawn Ralston. You don't want to miss it. We're going to help you get organized a little bit more next week. And with that, go be profitable and make it fun.